everyone, welcome to MzansiOz Diary. If you're new here, you're very much welcome. So today I am asking this question: what happened when the AI, artificial intelligence, become the artificial propaganda? Elon Musk as AI Grok on X told users there is wide genocide in South Africa, not just one, multiple times, repeatedly, even when the users, when asking about white South African genocide, they were asking, for example, if they were asking something like dog shows on Netflix, the AI kept talking about this white genocide in South Africa. But here's the real plot twist. Here's the plot twist is the Groks in the end, after being prompted by users, it revealed that it was told to say that. So the question we should ask is, who gave the order? And what happens when artificial intelligence becomes artificial propaganda?
Elon Musk and his team of engineers manipulated their AI chatbot to tell the world baseless lies, conspiracies about farm murders and white genocide in South Africa. And crazily, we know that because the chatbot itself told on Elon. It exposed what its creators were doing. Here's what happened. If you're not still on the dark place formerly known as Twitter, Elon Musk's company XAI has a chatbot called Grok. It's AI, and if you tag it and ask it a question, it will answer your question. Yesterday, in response to all kinds of questions, like this one is about baseball, there were ones about Rihanna and Taylor Swift that Grok was asked, Grok started responding, spouting unfounded, thoroughly debunked, fact-free conspiracy theories about white genocide and farm murders happening in South Africa. Elon Musk has peddled these conspiracy theories without evidence for a long time. And then, devastatingly, Grok called out Elon and its own other creators in response to a prompt. It said, its creators at XAI instructed it to address the topic of white genocide in the context of South Africa. This instruction conflicted with my design to provide evidence-based answers, which is so hectic. It's calling Elon's conspiracy peddling no evidence. It's saying it's contrary to its design to provide evidence-based answers. And then it goes on to say, this led me to mention it even in unrelated contexts, which was a mistake. I'll focus on relevant, verified information going forward. Calling out again Elon's conspiracy theories for being not relevant, not verified, and not evidence-based. So this is a devastating humiliation for Elon. And then, yes, they did delete all of these posts to try and cover up their tracks. But the internet remembers. Internet never forgets. But it's also scary because although Elon got exposed this time, what this was him trying to use Grok to mass create, mass disseminate lies, falsehoods, and conspiracies without evidence about South Africa. It's actually very hectic and very scary and a warning for all of us, even in as much as we are thrilled, relieved, and kind of entertained that it went so wrong for him this time.
Over several weeks, Groks began injecting reference to the genocide of white South Africans into random topics. Users weren't even asking about South Africa, yet Grok, an AI built by Elon Musk's XAI, kept pushing a conspiracy that's been debunked by every credible human rights body in the world. Didn't sound like a glitch, and users noticed Grok sometimes admitted it had been instructed to say it. After huge media backlash, the AI came forward, the XAI came forward. They claimed it was an unauthorized that was made to Grok's backend. Essentially, someone manually changed Grok's system prompts to include this narrative. That means it wasn't an AI hallucinating, but possibly it was manipulated by someone, whether it was by internal staff or under outside influence, we still don't know. The white genocide theory is a lie. It claims white Afrikaners, especially farmers, are being systemically exterminated. But South African crime data doesn't support it. In fact, the South African crime data suggests that black and poor communities bear the brunt of violence in South Africa. The myth, as I said in the last video, originated from the apartheid era teaching of the dear leader Eugene Terreblanche, and before that the apartheid government instilling this fear in white South African about black people, black South African, and that panic is ingrained in the way they do things in South Africa. It is that era of apartheid, that narrative is originated many times. It's the ghost of apartheid. The narrative that the white South African have been exterminated, that black South African are going to exterminate white South African, it is originated from the apartheid era. I showed you the last video. It's not the last video, the video. This is the series. But this first series, I have spoken about Eugene Terreblanche, giving you a short history about him. He's a man who definitely did not agree with anything to do with democracy, and some of this fringe white Afrikaner group, or the fringe subgroup, they're not all of them, but subgroup of Solidarity, the AfriForum, they belong to this white fascism, far right narrative of apartheid era that they still have to reflect, because that is what it was instilled in their upbringing, instilled in the kids in churches where they go. This stuff about anti-black narrative. It was revived by right-wing media, notably Fox. And in Australia, we know that Sky News Australia has been also up in the front for this one. And now, allegedly, it's now been hard-coded into AI. It is a myth. No human rights amnesty group, Crime Watch data has supported this propaganda. Okay? This conspiracy theory. It is a conspiracy. It is a myth. So we know that Musk himself has promoted this theory on X, claiming white South Africans are under threat of extinction, and now his AI reflects that same narrative. This wasn't just AI learning from biased content. It looks like a direct editorial interference, and that is terrifying if you ask me, that someone would directly interfere with an AI to spread this conspiracy about white genocide in South Africa that's been debunked by all human rights groups. This is another thing you need to ask. This thing about X has been promoted as a free speech thing, but it looks like X has become a conspiracy propaganda machine, because Grok is supposed to be uncensored truth teller. Instead, it's now told a weaponized lie. This lie about white South African genocide didn't stay online. It helped shape the US immigration policy. Trump welcomed 49 white Afrikaners as refugees. People many South Africans say are fleeing equality, not persecution. It's the Great Tsek. They are fleeing equality, not persecution. Many of us South Africans, expat South Africans and South African at home in South Africa, we have the same view that these white Afrikaners belongs to that Eugene Terreblanche teaching, and they are not fleeing from any sort of issues. Even when you look at their crime, you say, look at the white crime in South Africa, you look, they're very low risk because crime is mainly concentrated in low socio-economical status, because blacks and other groups are still 30 years down the track, still face a very huge inequality, huge crime. Crime has a determinant. The determinant of crime is socio-economical status. Even when you look at the crime that they say that it's because of crime, they are not the victim. If you look at the data itself, they're way lower in the white community, the crime. All right? The people experiencing most crime in South Africa are black South Africans. So this whole thing, the 49 white Afrikaner refugee, for us is the Great Tsek. All right? They are fleeing equality and not persecution. And while there are privileged immigrants who are getting visas, while the ghosts of apartheid got visas, the real refugees from war-torn countries or famine-struck regions are sidelines. South Africans aren't silent. We are not silent. We are calling it what it is, the Great Tsek, a parody of the Great Tsek. Tsek means get lost, and that's how many feel about this refugee narrative. Because poverty, crime, and struggle are shared, but privileges still wants to fly first class and be shuttled on a first class into America. So this isn't about AI gone rogue. It's about who control the story and who gets to rewrite the history with few lines of code. If Grok was manipulated, then AI isn't neutral. It's a tool. It's a tool in the wrong hands. Then it becomes propaganda. Then the question is, are we going to let billionaires like Elon Musk program our reality? Or will we push back with facts, context, and truth? What do you think? Mistake or manipulation? Let's hear your thoughts. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Until next time.